Everybody in YouTube land, this is Michael Zangar from the 28mm Wargaming Sci-fi channel, and this is the 28 Wargaming Sci-fi show. Alright, I just got done shooting a couple videos last night where I was digging through my stuff and showing you guys for my retro miniature show. And majority of what I have and own is 28mm, and 15mm is pretty much new to me. And what I was doing all that digging for and filming is I wanted to see how many miniatures I have in that 28mm range that I could use for 15 for my Horizons Wars project done in 15mm. And what I came across, some figures I bought, they're basically, I got them in the bargain bin. They were made originally by Icor, and they're now Scotia Gretel owns the molds and they sell the Icor figures. So they basically got all their 28mm stuff, most of it anyways. I got some old figures that I guess they didn't redo. The 28mm figures, the vehicles, the dinosaurs, all the cool things from the Void game, the Void rules. They got a miscellaneous science fiction line, which you guys should check out the vehicles on that. There's some cool stuff in there. They carry a 6mm sci-fi line for like Ground Zero games, mass combat for 6mm, troop types, tanks, and things like that. But anyways, it's a cool website. Go check it out. And they're a good supplier. I ordered from them. They're not too expensive. So there's another source for you for 28 and 6mm. And if you look around, there's stuff on there that you can use for 15. I just haven't dug it out of my bins yet. And but I'll show it to you as I got it, and then I'll make one show of all the cool finds you can find in an average guy's collection that's been collecting for a while. All right, so what I'm gonna use these guys for, I'm not gonna use them so much for my KN8 army. Probably when I buy the box set of the Patrol Angus game, I'm gonna get the version where you get all the human miniatures, where they got the retained knights. I think they got a couple infantry forces and stuff like that, and that's basically so when I start doing demos demonstrating Horizon Wars, I'm going to have some posing figures that you guys can look at. Now, I've always wanted in the mech world, there's the big giant stompy robots. They have lock suits, which I'm basically going to call dreadnoughts. Then you got light mechs, medium mechs. Well, there's a super light mech class that I want to bring about in my game and call them armored cores. The only reason I ever played PlayStation was to play Armored Core, and that was on the PlayStation 1 through 3. And basically is these robots that giant robots were guys in the middle of the suit. And they move very quickly. If you put a martial artist inside of a armored core, the robot would act like a martial artist. And one of the things that they had cool, which was a common thing on the robots, was they had laser sword projector, if that makes any sense. But basically, the robot would use its boost jets, slide across the room, and then bitch slap another robot from like a shoulder slap all the way across to where his arm would extend out sideways. kind of in a kneeling position. So, when you really got good at this game, you would shoot the close, but if a guy was good with his laser sword, so to speak, he would mess you up. So I got really good at running around as a robot and slicing things to death with that laser sword, and it would retract. It's not like a lightsaber. It's just a beam of energy that would come out for a short amount of time for the movement of the arm, and fuck shit up. So I want to, I always envision doing that in my miniature battles, and there just isn't anything that does that. Um, so the way I figured Armor Core, they're basically not much bigger than twice the size of a figure or 3 times the size of a figure. So cool thing about that is 28 millimeter guys fit right into that scale. So these I-Core miniatures, or Scotia Grendel miniatures as I should call them, from Void, I believe it was Void 1.1 was the last version of that game, will work fine. These are their I think they're angiosynths. You'd have to look at the game. I don't have the rules with me, but if you look at the scale, it's right there. The guy comes up to the knees. So let's look at the miniatures, and then we'll do a scale comparison, and I'll talk about what I want to do with each one. Now, these guys wouldn't so much have the laser sword. That's why they would be on the opposing side, but they got a really nice bladed power fist there, and that guy's got a big honking gun on his left hand. Nice robot look to him. So zoom in on him a little bit, and why don't we just get the scale comparison done. I got Lenny and Squiggy here. Lenny's the guy in the power armor, so he's a little bit taller. Let's get down to his actual foot to foot. So he's about waist high. But this is what a guy is with light armor. It's what his scale is. So you see what I'm talking about. So just about the right height. These guys are probably about, 38 millimeters tall, 34 millimeters tall. Real nice sculpts. Gonna be easy to paint up. So here's an option. Now, here's an option where there's nothing in that guy's other hand, right? So basically what I'm going to do with him is put some kind of gun in there, and there's plenty of guns on the market for 28 millimeter. It's a lot easier to find than 24 millimeter. Here's another guy. He's got that same problem where I'm going to have to arm him. That's totally fine. Here, I forgot to turn on the overhead light. Let me see if I can improve the picture a little bit by adding some light to the situation. Oh, it's on, so. All right, and then the guy with this guy's kind of like the same pose. So, when I was making that video, I said that I would make a quick short video, and that's basically my idea for Armor Core. Like and hit the like button if you like the minis. If you don't, hit the thumbs down. I really don't care what YouTube thinks about me, and basically check out all the videos on the Horizon War game, and check out the ionage.com if you like the little short dudes, and this subject interests you, and you want to know more about 50 millimeter gaming, go watch my other videos, like and subscribe, and may the dice be with you guys.